years of disputes, the ASUC Store Operations Board secured new vendors for the Bears Lair food court. What do you think is the next project the board should pursue, and what is your plan to make it happen? And so the order for this one will be Lauren, Stefan, and Emily. Okay?
Okay. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions about spaces on campus and about getting spaces on campus. First of all, I feel like a lot of the questions that have been asked here today, I'm sorry to kind of derail, have really, for myself as a student, not been particularly relevant to my experience here on campus. As far as getting new vendors in the Bears Lair, I really don't think that has very much affected my experience as a student. It hasn't affected my educational experience. What I want to do as far as getting spaces on campus is I really want to work on educational forums where we as students can educate ourselves on issues that we're facing here on campus. So educating ourselves, first of all, on, yes, how to fight the budget cuts. I think that we also need spaces for working class and working poor and poor students to get together and share their own experiences, not just with each other, but have this be an open space for all of the student community to get together, because this is often a silent issue that cuts across the color line, but it's a real struggle being felt here on campus that's not often being articulated by working class students who don't feel like they have a voice on campus and who don't even really feel a part of this campus. Coming onto this campus, coming from a working class background, I've just really felt out of place. That people seeing me on this campus have assumed that I'm from a certain place of privilege, which is really contrary to my experiences. And I want to create an open forum for people to come and address this, but educate the rest of the student body on these issues, as well as educating each other on what the struggles of underrepresented minority communities are here on campus, including undocumented students, both Latino and Asian, and I'm out of time. Thank you. Woo!
After years of disputes, the ASUC Store Operations Board secured new vendors for the Bears Lair food court. What do you think is the next project the board should pursue, and what's your plan to make it happen?
All right, I think there's two major things that the Store Operations Board should pursue next. I think the first thing is to make sure that we are somehow increasing student representation on that board. There have been a lot of issues with student space. For example, the Eshelman Library, which a lot of students use, was formerly a 24-hour library on the 7th floor of Eshelman. That was actually closed over the summer with very little student interaction. There was obviously students weren't even on campus, so they didn't know anything about it. Where else are we going to study? The libraries don't always have 24-hour space. So I've really been approaching it in a way to bring students into the conversation, and I really will be pressuring the Store Operations Board to not only increase some sort of student representation, but also to inform students of what's going on in the decision-making process, so that students know what's going on and students' needs are met. The other important thing is really looking at how Lower Sproul redevelopment is going to be worked on. Lower Sproul starts next year. Eshelman is coming down. So not only are we, we're moving a lot of student space into an unknown location at this point, and it's really important to make sure that students are involved in that process. And once Lower Sproul is coming together over the next couple of years, where we start reallocating space for not only student groups but for businesses as well, it's important that we make sure that we all we're informed about what we're doing, and that students are involved in the process. So that's the point.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Stefan!
Second forever. Right?
Operations Board of the past few years has been that they don't listen to students. They don't, measure what students want and listen and then do that, right? They just pick random businesses and let them come in. For example, Subway, right? We're supposed to get a Subway at some point, apparently. Or last year that was the case anyways. Nobody wants a Subway on campus. We have a Subway across the street. Subway kind of sucks, right?
Preach it, girl.
Right. Anyways, so if the Store Operations Board was paying attention, they would realize that their next project should obviously be Taco Bell. Everybody knows that college students really just want bean burritos all the time, right? No matter what they're doing. So I really think the Store Operations Board should focus on listening to student voices and hearing what the students want and getting Taco Bell on our campus. We need soft tacos every day.